to my channel. My name is Bruna, and in today's video I'm gonna be showing you guys how to crochet this top right here. It's super easy and you guys will love it. Let me know in the comments below if you guys liked this top or not, and if you guys have any requests, also let me know in the comments below. I really hope you guys enjoy, so let's get started. So for the first part of the project we are going to be creating some granny squares, and I decided to create in this particular pattern right here. Okay, so you guys can decide on any pattern that you prefer, even on the color as well. You guys don't need to follow the same color, the same pattern. If you guys have already a granny square that you guys like, you just need to increase the rows and create the top. The main part in here is just to show you guys how to put everything together. The rest you can just change it and make it to what you like. I decided to do something more hippie because I am going to a festival this Saturday, so I wanted to create a top for my festival, so I decided to go a little bit more hippie and even on the colors as well, but remember that you guys can change everything for your taste. Okay, so right in the middle here I decided to do a round design, and then all around the cup I decided to do a square. Basically that's why it's called a granny square, because it's square. Okay, of course, Bruna. Okay guys, but you guys can see that there is like this design here, which it's basically a triangle, I would say. Okay, and you have some little separations right here in between the stitches, so it's very different, very hippie, I would say, for my taste. I really like it. These are also my favorite colors. Okay, so I decided to do in the middle right here a light copper, and then a blue, a brown, and then a pale yellow, and then a more darker copper, and then my favorite color and the main color for the project, the mustard. So for this project I am going to be using a 3.5 millimeters hook. Okay, remember that you can use other hooks that you prefer. You don't need to use exactly this one. You can use a 3, you can use a 4 millimeters, it's just up to you. Okay, and I'm also going to be using my little scissors. And for my yarns, I have all of them here. I am going to be using only these ones for the entire project, so you guys can just see more or less how you can put everything together and how many different colors and different yarns you can use. I am using 6 different colors. Okay, one thing that you guys need to keep in mind, that when doing this project you need to choose your favorite color to show more in your project, as you guys saw at the beginning of the video and right here. And because I'm going to the Coronas festival, I decided to do the mustard, the dark yellow color, as my main color, but you guys can definitely choose any other color to be your main color. So yeah, this is everything that I want to tell you guys for the beginning of the video. The rest will be just sewing, and we're going to be using those knitting needles and using the same yarn as well to sew everything together. But the main thing is create the pattern for the granny square, and then we can put everything together, create the strap and also the details on the bottom of the top. Okay, so let's get started with the granny square. So to begin, you want to create a slip knot. And then you want to chain 8. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now you want to attach with the first chain right here, and then create a slip stitch. Okay, right here, pull tight, and that's it. You're gonna have a small circle. Okay, and we're gonna be working around this circle with double crochets. So you're going to be chaining 3, and then you're going to be starting with the double crochets. And for this part we're gonna go all around the circles with double crochets, and we're gonna be doing 16 double crochets. Okay, I'm here on my last double crochet, and then you just want to attach on the other side with a slip stitch. Right here, slip stitch, okay? And then you can just fasten off. So now we're going to be jumping into the next color. And pull tight, and that's it. Okay, your first row is completed. So now we're going to be doing the blue row. Okay, this one right here. So now moving to the next color, this one. So an easier way to attach the yarn on the project. So first you create a slip knot. Okay, like that. And then you just go where you want to attach, and then you create a single crochet. It's much more easier, and you guys will see that it's gonna take less than just like attaching and creating a knot and everything. So for the next row we're gonna be working with triple crochets. I call it triple crochet. I don't know how you guys call it. There is many ways on how you can call a stitch, but I'm gonna be calling triple crochet. So right here I'm gonna be attaching my yarn right in between the double crochets, okay, not at the top on the chain here, okay, on that stitch, just in between the double crochets. And then I'm gonna be creating my single crochet. It's very simple, just pull tight. So now you guys will be creating 3 chains, okay. Here we go, 1, 2, 3. So after creating the 3, just create one more so that we have the space right here, okay? So now what you guys want to do, we're not going to be skipping any stitches on the previous row. On the next space here, in between the double crochets, you want to create the triple crochet, okay? So you want to roll the yarn 2 times on the hook, okay? So 1, 2, and then on the next space you want to grab the yarn on the back, pass to the front, and then you want to yarn over the first 2 loops that you have here on your hook. So 1, 2, the 2, and then the next 2. Here we go. Oops, this one as well. And then the last 2, okay? So that's why I call it triple, because you're going to be yarning over 3 times on the same stitch. So now you guys can chain 1 right here. We're not skipping or anything, just go to the next space in between the double crochets, row 2 times on the hook, the yarn, and then create the triple crochet, okay? Yarn over the first 2, and then the second 2, and the third 2, okay? Again, chain 1, 2 rows, 2 rows, and then the triple crochet, okay, on the next space. So we're gonna be doing the same all over the row, okay? Here we go. Okay, so I'm here on my last one now. So I'm just gonna be chaining 1, and I'm gonna be connecting to the other side with a slip stitch right on this stitch right here. So just connect that like that, and then we can fasten off. So now we're gonna be doing the third row with the brown color, okay? And we're gonna be doing this pattern right here, the one in brown. And for this row, we're gonna be crocheting at the top of the space in between here, the triple crochets right at the top, and also at the top of the triple crochet right on this stitch right here, okay? So we're gonna be working on those two places. So first we need to attach the yarn on the project. So I'm gonna be attaching my yarn right here. You guys can attach where you guys prefer. So I'm just gonna be attaching right here. That's it, pull tight. So after attaching the yarn, you want to chain 2, okay? And then on the same space, you want to create a double crochet. So right at the top of the triple crochet, you want to create a single crochet. Here we go. And then on the next space, you want to create 2 double crochets. And then right at the top of the triple crochet, you want to create a single crochet. So now right at the top on this space here, you want to create 2 double crochets. 1, 2. And then at the top of the triple crochet, you want to create a single crochet. Okay, so you guys want to continue with the same pattern all around the circle. So I'm gonna be doing that, and then we can do the rest. So I am now on my last stitch, as you guys can see. So I finished right on the triple crochet. So right at the top here, I'm gonna be doing a single crochet, and then I'm gonna be attaching on the other side with a slip stitch, okay? Just like that. And then now you guys can just fasten off. So if you guys want to know how many triple crochets I have 16 triple crochets. So now for my 4th row, I'm gonna be using the yellow. Here we go. So first you want to create again the slip knot and then attach to your project, okay? So in this case we're going to be attaching right on the single crochet, okay? So for the next row we're going to be using only double crochets, but we're going to be starting to create the square, okay? So we're going to be doing the first row to create the square design on the granny square. So on this row we're only going to be working on the single crochets. So the single crochets are these ones here right at the top of the triple crochet. So right on one of the single crochets, okay, you want to attach your yarn on one of them, and then you want to chain 2, okay? And on that same single crochet you want to create 2 more double crochets, okay? And then you want to chain 2, and then on that same single crochet you want to create 3 more double crochets. So now we are basically creating the first corner for the square, okay? Here we go, you guys can see that one already. So now you guys want to skip the 2 double crochets we have on the previous row, and then you guys you don't need to chain or anything, and you guys want to create 3 double crochets on the next single crochet. So now you guys just want to repeat, skip the 2 double crochets, on the next single crochet 3 double crochets. the 2 on the next 3 double crochets. So now we're gonna be doing the next corner, okay, for the square. So we're gonna be repeating the same steps as we did for this first shell stitch right here, okay. So we're gonna be jumping into the next single crochet right here, and on this single crochet we're gonna be doing 3 double crochets, we're gonna be chaining 2 and then 3 more double crochets. So now you guys can definitely see that this part here is becoming a little bit more straight. So now you guys can just repeat the same steps, okay, all around the circle. So instead of being a circle now, it will be a small square, okay. So now we're going to be working on 3 single crochets with only the double crochets, the 3 double crochets. So 3 here, 3 here, and 3 here. On the 4th, we're going to be doing the shell stitch, 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets, and then 3, 3, 3, like here, 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets, and 3 double crochets, and then shell stitch again, and then the 3, 3, 3 double crochets, okay. So we're going to be doing that all over, and then we can do the second to last row, okay, the 5th row here in the copper color. So I am here on my last stitch, as you guys can see. So I just have to do the 3 double crochets. Here we go. And then I'm going to be attaching on the other side with a slip stitch. And then we can just fasten off. So now you guys can attach the next color. Okay, I'm going to be using the dark copper. And we're going to be attaching right in the corner right here. Okay, so you guys can just attach right here. And then you guys can just chain 3. Okay, and then on that same stitch right in the corner, you're going to be creating the first double crochet. Okay, so you have your little corner for the square right here. So you're going to be chaining 1, and then you're going to be skipping 1 stitch on the previous row, and then on the next one you're going to be creating the double crochet. Okay, chain 1, and then you're going to be skipping 1 stitch on the next double crochet, chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet, chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet, chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet, and then chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet, and then continue until you get to the next corner. So now on the second corner here, you're gonna be doing 1 double crochet, you're gonna be chaining 2, and then 1 more double crochet on that same stitch. Okay, so you have the second corner for the square. So now you're going to be continue, chain 1, and then skip a stitch, double crochet, and then you're going to be continue doing the same steps all the way to the next corner, and then on this one you're going to be doing 1 double crochet, 2 chains, and 1 double crochet, and then all the way down, skipping 1 stitch, and then chaining 1 at the top, the same steps on here, and then on the next corner again 1 double crochet, chain 2, and 1 double crochet, and then all the way to the next corner right here, and then we're going to be attaching with a slip stitch right on this stitch right here. Okay, this one. So I am on my last stitch now right here, so I have to do my last double crochet, and then I'm going to be chaining one and then attaching on the other side with a slip stitch. Okay, and then we can fasten off. So now we're going to be doing the last row with in my case, the mustard yarn. Okay, right here all around the square, and we're going to be doing triple crochets. Okay, as you guys can see, and also we're going to be doing the 4 corners for the square, and we're going to be doing that on every and each stitch on the previous row. Okay, so first you guys want to attach the yarn to your project. I'm going to be attaching right in the corner. So what you guys want to do now is chain 3. So now you guys want to create a triple crochet on the same stitch. Here we go. And then you're going to be chaining 2 and then 2 more triple crochets. 1, 2, and then you guys will create the triple crochets on every and each stitch on this row here at the top until you get to the next corner. Okay, so I got here to my next corner. Okay, I'm just doing the triple crochet at the top of the double crochet that I have to do. So now I'm gonna be doing 2 triple crochets, chaining 2 and 2 more triple crochets on that same stitch. So it's gonna look like that. So now you guys will just repeat the same steps, triple crochets onto the next corner. On the corner here you're gonna be creating 2 triple crochets, chain 2 and 2 more triple crochets, and then triple crochets at the top here until you get to the next corner, the last one, and then on this one again 2 triple crochets, chain 2 and 2 more triple crochets. Once you've done the last corner, you're going to be doing all the triple crochets that you need to finish the row. Okay, so I'm going to be doing all around. Once I'm here, I'm going to be coming back and then I'll show you guys what to do next. So I am here now on my last 2 or 3 stitches. Here we go. So that's 1, 3 stitches, 2, 3, and now we're just gonna be attaching to the other side with a slip stitch, and then we can fasten off. So now we have completed the granny square, as you guys can see, and is the same as the other ones. Okay, here we go. Yay! So now the only thing that you guys have to do is create and make all of your granny squares. Okay, in total for my size, I'm doing size small. I would say extra small to small. I am gonna be doing 7 granny squares. So I have all my 7 granny squares completed, as you guys can see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And for the next step, we're gonna be sewing all of them together in order to create the top. So for this part you need the yarn that you did the last row for the granny square, okay, because we're going to be sewing them together, so you want to use the same color. And you're also going to need a really thick needle, okay, this one. This one I usually used to sew crochet projects or knitting projects, okay, and it's not going to ruin the stitches on your project because it doesn't have a really sharp edge here. So we need that, the scissors as well, yeah, and the yarn. So for the first part of the sewing, we're going to be sewing one in the middle and two at the top, just like that, okay, and we're going to be sewing these two parts right here, this one and this one together, okay. So how are you gonna do it? I did show you guys already how to sew crochet projects, okay, on my channel, and I'm just gonna recap to you quickly. So first you need your needle and your yarn, okay, so I have them ready. So what you guys want to do, you want to face both granny square together, okay, the right side together, okay, face the two together like that, and then we're gonna go all the way through this part here, okay, so we're gonna be sewing here. So it's very simple, you just need to get one stitch from one side and one stitch from the other side, and then just sew it together, okay, make a little knot on this part, on the first one, and then just continue sewing, okay, one stitch from one side, one stitch from the other side, and sew it together, okay. So you just want to continue doing that all the way through this part here, okay. Okay, so I'm here on my last stitch, as you guys can see. So here you can just make a knot, okay, to fasten off. One is fine. If you want, you can just go back again, just to secure more in place. Here we go. And then just cut the remaining yarn. So this is how the sewing looks like, as you guys can see. This is the front. Of course you cannot see because we are using the same yarn, the same color yarn as the project here, okay, on the last row, so you're not going to be able to see, so make sure you use the same color yarn, okay. So the first part is completed, so now we're going to be sewing the other side right here, okay. So I'm going to do the same, face the project on the right side together, and then we're just going to be sewing just the same as on this side here, okay. So we're going to have the same on the other side. Okay, so this is how it looks like. We have a really sharp V on the front of the top. So now we need 2 more granny squares, and we're going to be sewing right on the bottom here. So here's the front of my top. This one here will be my cleavage, and then here will be the rest of my top. Okay, so now we need to sew 2 more granny squares, one here and one here. So we're going to be following the same steps. We're going to be putting upwards and at the top of this other granny square right here, and we're going to be sewing here and then doing the same with the other granny square, okay, and sewing on this side here. And then with this 2 here is the back of the top, so we're going to do that for last. So I'm going to be sewing these 2 together now, And now we need to sew the other two remaining for the back of the top. So one we need to sew right at the top here, and the other one right on this side right here. So it has that zigzag motion, but at the end it will turn into a top. Okay, you guys will see and you guys will love it. Let's sew these two together. So put at the top, sew it right here, put at the top, and then sew it right here. So this is what you guys are supposed to have. Okay, so I have all my 7 granny squares sewn already, and here's the front of my top and this is the back. Okay, so it's gonna be like this. This is the front and this is the back. And now we're going to be adding some details on the edges, okay? Right at the top and right on the bottom here. And then the fringes. And the straps. So we have 3 more things to do and then we complete it. Probably also I'm going to be removing all this remaining yarn that I have all around my project as well. Okay, I'm going to be sewing them into the project and then cutting them. So let's do first the top and then we do the bottom. So you're gonna choose one end to begin. I'm gonna be starting right here. So I am gonna be using the color brown. Okay, you guys can use any color that you want on the yarn. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be attaching right in the corner right here. Okay, right here. So you guys can just attach right there. And then you guys can chain 1 and then create a double crochet right on that same stitch. Here you go. And then you guys want to skip 1 stitch. On the next you want to create a single crochet, skip another stitch. On the next 2 double crochets. Okay, skip 1 stitch. On the next single crochet, skip 2 double crochets on the next. So you guys want to follow the same pattern all around the top here. So as you guys can see, I just finished the top here, and now we can just fasten off. So we're gonna be doing the strap from these 2 granny squares here, and then we're gonna be attaching on the back, okay, right on this other 2 granny squares. So I'm gonna be starting with this one right here. And I'm going to be using the same color, so it'll be the brown. Okay, so you guys want to attach the yarn right in the middle here of these 2 stitches. Right here. And then what you guys want to do, you want to create a chain. So now you guys will need to measure, okay, on yourselves. And then see how long you need in order to cover the top of your shoulders and then all around until the back. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing that. Okay, so I've done a chain of 42 and now I'm just gonna be fastening off right here, and I'm gonna be doing the same on the other side. So we're not gonna be attaching the strap now on the back because we are gonna be doing another row with a different design. Okay, I'm gonna be using my mustard color, this color right here. So I'm gonna be attaching right on this corner here, again the same one that we did for the brown. So now we're gonna be doing single crochets all over the top here, and then when I get to the strap I'm gonna show you guys what I'm gonna be doing. So let's do all the single crochets until you get right here. Okay. So when you guys get to the strap, you want to go all around the strap, okay, with single crochets. So get one stitch and then single crochet. Make sure you're doing on the right side as well. Okay, so once you get to the top, you guys just want to go back on the other side and also do the single crochets. So you guys will just need to find other stitches. Okay, so what you guys want to do now, you guys want to create single crochets all your way down to your strap until you get to this part here. So this is how the strap looks like. So now you guys can just continue doing the same steps. So the single crochet all around here, and then on the strap as I showed you guys on this one, and then continue until the end. Okay, so when I'm here I'll come back and then I'll show you guys what to do next. Okay, so now we can just fasten off. So now the only thing we have to do is the fringes from the beginning here onto the other side. Okay, so we're gonna be doing all over the bottom of the top. So just so you guys know more or less how it looks like with the strap, because now we're gonna be attaching the strap here, so it'll be like this. So I'm gonna be using the same technique that I did to sew in, okay, my granny squares together. So I'm gonna be doing that. So I'm just gonna be putting the two together. Make sure you're doing that on the reverse side as well. Okay. Choose where you want to place your strap. I'm gonna be placing right at the top of my granny square. Okay, right here. And now you just want to sew it together. Okay. So I'm gonna be using the same technique as I did before for the granny squares. So just sew it together until you see that it's very secured in place. Here we go. Double check everything, that's good. So now you can just fasten off and do the same on the other side. Here we go. But before I do my fringes, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna remove all the yarn that I have remaining on my project, and I'm gonna be putting a little bit of the fabric glue on the cuts. Okay, I always do that to my projects, but it's just up to you. Okay, so meanwhile the glue is drying, we're gonna be doing all the fringes on the bottom of the top here. Okay, so it's super easy, but the only thing you guys have to do is choose the color that you want. I'm gonna be doing in mustard, white, the lighter color that I'm using, the pale yellow, and I'm also gonna be using some of the copper one as well. Okay, so leave the top here drying. So what you guys want to do, you guys want to get all of the yarns, okay, at the same time. So you're gonna be putting it together. So I have the pale yellow here, the copper, and the mustard. So what you guys want to do now, you guys need to get the 3 yarns that you're going to be using, and you guys need something that you can just roll around so you guys have a similar size for all of the fringes. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be placing the yarn right at the top here, okay, of my little box. And I'm gonna be rolling around the box 1, 2, 3 times, okay. So I just have to cut the yarn right at the top now. Here we go. And then I have to cut right at the top here. Okay, just like that. And now you have the fringe, okay? It's super easy. You guys want to choose how many fringes you want to place on the bottom here, okay? I'm gonna be skipping maybe 2 stitches and then putting on the next stitch, and then skipping 2, putting a fringe on the next. So I'm gonna be doing in 2s. You also want to choose how many you guys want in a fringe. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be placing 4, okay, so I have 8 like that hanging from my top. So choose a stitch, pull the fringe through that stitch, and then just pass the rest through the loop, okay? So this is everything you're gonna do. This is how it looks like as well, as you guys can see. So again, grab the fringes, choose the stitch. So I'm gonna be skipping 2, 1, 2. On the third, I'm gonna be putting my fringes. Okay, make sure you get all of them. Okay, so all of them are here. So now you just want to pass the rest through this loop at the top, like that, and pull tight. This is all you're gonna do. So you look like that. And by having something that you can roll the yarn around, okay, you will just keep the fringes on the same length, okay? So now I'm just gonna continue doing all my fringes on the bottom of my top, and then when I'm finished, I'll come back. So I finished doing all my fringe on the bottom of my top, as you guys can see. From this corner here all the way to the other side, as you guys can see. So what you guys want to do now, you want to create a chain. I've done a chain of about 50 chains or something like that. But it's just like a small chain. So what you guys want to do, you want to fold the top on both sides like that, and then right here you want to place the chain so that you can tie the back, and then you can create a little bow right here, and then you're done. This is how the top looks like. Here's the front, and the back looks like that. So this is everything for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial on this top, and if you guys did, please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Okay guys, thank you, bye bye, see you soon.